So I was trying to play some PvP today. I wasn't even recording, I was just playing. I was using my Assault Melee team because I actually really like Assault Melee. And yeah, see, I have a one win and a loss. I won my first match against a Merlin team, and then I faced another Merlin team. In the second match I realized that when I ulted with Assault Melee, he had no buffs. They fully healed, so I thought, oh, there must be a rule. And then my enemy won because the rule currently on GP is I think the worst rule they ever created, which is type advantage does 30% more damage and type disadvantage does 40% less damage. It's the worst rule they ever came up with. Regardless, I lost because his Merlin did 250k damage to my Derriere with a level 1 card. It's stupid. Level 2 buff Derriere card and 250k for level 1. This rule is the worst, but regardless, I realized there's rules. I didn't even know there were PvP rules. And so I digged, I was like, oh, what could be the next, what are the following rules that we're getting? And so I went on their page, right? Gregos database didn't bother translating the dispatch note because it's nothing. It's literally just, like Global is catching up to JP, so JP is like holding back on like releasing stuff. But I went through the rules and I translated this. The first one is of course 30% 40. The second rule though is the one that caught my eye, and this is how it usually goes. Usually they release a festival unit, and then the week after that release they have a rule for that unit to be better every single time. At least they try. Sometimes it doesn't work for it. Like, I think Merlin released with a rule that was horrible for her. I forgot exactly what it was. Yeah, when Merlin came out, there was a rule that lifesteal didn't work, which worked horribly in her favor because she can use lifesteal so well. But I guess they fought because, you know, she seals like HP related stats. So if already has no lifesteal for y'all, but I don't know. Assault Melee came out with a rule that you couldn't get like ultimate gauge on PvP or something like that. I forgot exactly what it was. It was good for him because then enemies had to attack you, but it didn't predict that people would use Assault Melee teams and face other Assault Melee teams, and that would be horrible. You could only get ultimate gauge by combining. I forgot exactly what it was. But this time, the rule is when you're using a stance, you take 30% less damage. Yeah, it's a counter unit that's coming next week. It's a counter unit. Unless it's a total coincidence, which, come on, it's a counter unit coming out next week. So, my first thought, of course, it has to be Chandler. Chandler in story has a counter. Come here. This bad boy right here. You've already seen his fight. He has a actual open like no. Okay, this one right here. He has a counter card. He has a very similar counter card to Denzo, but better. Like Denzo's card is only the corrosion, right? You guys just got Denzo on Global. Denzo's counter is only the corrosion. In his case, it does damage and he corroses as well. Even though on the text, it only shows the corrosion here. There's nothing about damage. I think it just applies instantly, the corrosion. Or something like that. Like, his counter is similar to Denzo, but better. I don't know if it's going to be the exact same counter that he's going to get for his unit, but it is what it is. Now, I'm struggling to think on why they'll make Chandler festival. So it might be either, right? We're not actually getting a festival unit. It's just a regular banner character. Chandler might just be a regular banner character we're getting this week or next week, whatever. It's technically this week. Today's Monday, and Thursday we get a banner, right? We should at least get a banner. It could be just a regular banner with Chandler, and they put the rule for Chandler because there hasn't been any new units in a while, so they might as well put a rule for the new character that's coming out, and that's it. Or it could be a festival, He could be a transforming unit, because at the end of the story chapter, you see Chandler transforming into like his more like powerful demon form. He could be a transforming unit. They could be bringing back transformations with the form of this like super boss mechanic. Because in the new super boss Gundam Alaska, if you guys have seen gameplay from it, they transform into like this form. Like they have, you know, their base Gundam Alaska that we've seen from the coin shop. They have like that same costume from the coin shop. But once they reach 5 ultimate gauge, they transform into these costumes right here. It could be that they are, you know, preparing us for a new transformation type of unit, like Chandler could be, that at 5 ultimate gauge he transforms. It would make more sense though, for it not to be like a drastic transformation, just like Eren and Camilla. When Eren and Camilla transform, they completely change, right? They change their whole like kit, their cards and their passive, and their ultimate. Because their ultimate is the transformation, right? But regardless, I think it would make more sense for that, you know, when Chandler transforms, that he becomes stronger. I think that would make way more sense. Just like maybe, you know how if you make Rugal fall below 50% HP, he fully heals and he buffs his stats by 15%. Something like that, except maybe without the healing. You get 5 ultimate gauge, you get like this massive buff once, and that's it. Like you don't like lose that buff, you just keep that buff for the remaining of the match. That could be something, and then he transforms, right? He does like a quick animation. If you guys haven't seen I'm not gonna play just because it could take a while, but haven't seen the animation. It's like a very quick animation. I looked at the end here. It's a very quick animation they do, that they transform, and it could be something like that. So like it's not like time consuming in a PvP match for people just wait for people to transform, anything like that. They like here, they already transformed. So here's the transformation, right? Just like that. Boom, transform. Quick, efficient, that's it. That's the transformation. It could be something like that. Or, and this is where I want to be right. I don't think it is, alright? So don't expect anything. I'm not creating hype. I'm not creating expectations. What I want this to be for, what I want this rule to be for, is Ominous Nebula Zeldris. They have to be working on the festival of Zeldris. It's such an easy money maker. Like Zeldris is one of the most hyped characters in the game, and I test for hype by looking at views, and like I just go by here. Zeldris versus all the bosses, one of my most viewed videos. So I know Zeldris is a hype character, alright? And Zeldris will rack them so much money. There's no way they're not working on a festival Zeldris. Holy War Festival Zeldris has to be a unit that's coming, and if it is Ominous Zeldris, he would be, I believe, the first Season 4 character, technically. Like, of course, Zeldris is a Season 2 character, right? Doesn't appear Season 1. I don't think so. He's a Season 2 character, right? But this form of Zeldris is exclusive to Season 4 currently. While, you know, every other character they have in the game so far, except I don't know if I'm missing out anyone, if I'm forgetting. I think every single other character in the game is from Season 3 and before. Even like Lolly Merlin, The One, it's all from Season 3. They do appear in Season 4, but their first initial appearances were Season 3, and currently story is in Season 3. So I don't know if I want to really bank on Zeldris coming out, but man, do I want it to be. Like, oh, like, the way, because in the manga, they have like this, right? And it looks really good, but I think that the way they portrayed in the anime was really good as well, where it just looks really good. He wipes out the sword, you know, they got like scared, that posture. He talks about himself in third person. And then he drags them, right? I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it would take too much time, but yeah, he drags them. And this is easily counter card material, right? Because of course, if you didn't see the anime, if you didn't watch the anime or read the manga, he drags them and he has like an instant reaction, sort of like Nedge's from Naruto, like, ability with the circle. Kind of. Or, like, Ultra Instinct, I guess. But he just has, like, instant reaction and he's just hitting everything, right? Because he's actually, like, you know... So, that could be a thing. Now, I really want that to be a thing. I don't think it will be. I think there's a much bigger chance of a just banner unit Chandler that has a counter card that has this kind of like transformation mechanic, and you know, chapter 17 is here. So chapter 17.5? No, I think this is already chapter 17.5, right? No, this was just chapter 17. Yeah, so chapter 17.5 should come out with the Chandler fight, and we should get that Chandler with, you know, all that kit. So that's what I'm expecting. Again, I could be completely incorrect. I don't know who else could it be. For all I know, they could not even be releasing any banners right now to wait for Global to catch up. I don't know. It was really odd that this week we didn't have any banners, right? But let me know what you think. You think it's Chandler? Think it's Zeldris? I want it to. I don't think it's Zeldris. I want it to be Zeldris though. Oh, a festival Zeldris to revive this dry period that we're having right now in the game. But it's fine. I'll be very content with Chandler as well. He probably would be a very fun unit. It's also like the way Nebula Zeldris or Ominous Nebula Zeldris works would make so much sense with Meliodas, like, you know, Assault Meliodas, because you want people to attack you, right? And Zeldris is dragging them to him. So like maybe he could have a passive that's like, if Zeldris doesn't take damage, all your enemies lose an ultimate gauge and get debuffed. That would be the perfect passive for Zeldris to like help Meliodas. Now, would that be broken? Maybe. Has any of the festivals not been broken at release? Tell me that. Have they not? Even Merlin is kind of broken. She was probably the like at release kind of thing, the least broken. Even King was like insane at release, right? Like every single festival that comes out breaks the meta. It wouldn't be any different, right? That would be my, you know, best case scenario release. A Zeldris that if he doesn't take damage from an enemy in that, you know, turn, the enemies lose ultimate gauge because that completely stops them from ult rushing with the one and just, you know, not playing to ult rush with the one and Goddess Liz and stuff like that. Because that's, if you play for Assault Melee, you know that's what they always do. They always just ult rush with the one. That's every single match. That's all they do. That would stop them. That would be the perfect stop to the one ult rushing when you're using Assault Meliodas. Anyways, dragged for too long. That's it.